McDonald's is one of the largest restaurant chain in the world, favorite among all age groups, especially in children. Most of us don't know much about this company's background and how it functions, and today we are going to explore the same. Hi friends, you're watching Mindscape, and let's begin. McDonald's opened in 1940 by two brothers named Richard and Maurice McDonald in California, United States. The thing which made McDonald's different from other restaurants is they introduced speedy service system in 1948, which was based on a production line principle. The aim of this system to produce maximum burgers in a minimum time, so the customers don't need to wait for their orders and get it right after they make payment. But how this system works? In a traditional restaurants, a single person does most of the process, like slicing buns, spreading butter on slices, placing patty on bun, and putting sauce on top of it. Suppose each of these process takes 1 minute each. To prepare one burger in a traditional restaurant, it would take 5 minutes. But at McDonald's, they organized a system where each task is handled by different person, and as they work simultaneously, one burger gets produced in just 1 minute. To achieve more productivity, they had reorganized kitchen and located all the above activities in such a way that there is no hurdles between the process. They even have created small tools like sauce dispenser, which would release same amount of sauce on each burger, so there is a consistency of taste in each of their item. They had literally created a small version of a car or garment factory. Because of this system, they don't even have to pay an expert chef, as everything is standardized. Any unskilled person with a little training can be hired at lower wages. As I said before, the first restaurant was opened in 1948, but the very first McDonald's with arches, which has become the symbol of the company, opened in 1953 at Phoenix, Arizona. In 1955, businessman Ray Kroc joined the company as a franchise agent, and later he bought the company from McDonald brothers and expanded it like the brothers would never have imagined. That was the bit background about McDonald's, but let's find out how big it has become now. McDonald's restaurants are found in 120 countries around the world and serve 68 million customers each day. That is equivalent to the audience of 680 football stadiums, or 8 times of entire population of New York City. McDonald's operates 37,000 restaurants worldwide, with 375,000 employees around the world. That is equivalent to audience of 5 football stadiums. According to Fast Food Nation's article, 1 in 8 workers in United States have at some time been employed by McDonald's. Out of their 37,000 restaurants, most amount of restaurants are in United States, with 14,240 stores in total. Second most restaurants are in Japan with almost 3,000 outlets, followed by China with 2,200, Germany with 1,400, and France with 1,300 restaurants. In this huge number of McDonald's restaurants, only 20% of restaurants are owned and managed by company itself. 80% of their restaurants are franchise restaurants. But the real question arises that, can they really make a big money by selling burgers? Let me explain. McDonald's company indeed makes a good profit by selling burgers at their company-owned restaurants. But that amount is just a small part of their earnings. The real profit comes of its revenue from rental and fees payment from its franchise. So how this franchise system actually works? McDonald's franchise categorized under 3 types: conventional franchise, development franchise, and affiliate model franchise. There are total 21,147 conventional franchise, which accounts for the majority of franchise location. Under a conventional franchise arrangement, McDonald's owns the land and building or secure a long-term lease for the restaurant location, and the franchisee pays for equipment, signs, seating, and decor. In this case, franchisee pays rent to McDonald's, and this is the part from which McDonald's gets most of its revenue. Under a developmental license arrangement, the second most popular ownership structure with 5,529 franchise restaurants, licensees provide capital for the entire business, including the real estate. McDonald's does not invest any capital under a development license agreement. Under the affiliate model, which covers only 11% of franchise locations, McDonald's holds only an equity interest in the associated restaurants. For a clearer picture, let's see how much money McDonald's gets from these different types of franchise. To secure a franchise license, franchisee pays an initial fee of $45,000, and apart from that, $1 million to $2.5 million of total investment needed to open a new McDonald's restaurant. And franchisee has to pay McDonald's 8% of its monthly gross sales. Means when you buy a Big Mac burger in United States, which costs around $4.2, 8% of it, that is 33 cents, goes to actual McDonald's company. That doesn't sound a big number. But in 2016, Big Mac burgers purchased all over the world contributed to McDonald's $24.62 billion revenue. So if franchise were company actually making money, why they have even 20% of the company-owned restaurants? Exactly, that's why the company's goal is to have 95% of its restaurants owned and operated by franchisees, leaving only 5% for the company to run. But then why even 5%? Company-owned outlets let parent company understand the changing market, customers, and their changing behaviors. And expertise gained from operating the company-owned outlets enable parent companies to improve the operating standards of the whole franchise chain. So McDonald's make money from franchise and its rental and not from selling burgers, right? Wrong. Even though it appears superficially that franchise is what they are selling, it is not the reality. The actual thing they are selling is not the burger, neither the franchise. The thing they are actually selling is their brand. It's the brand which attracts a huge amount of customers to the restaurants. People don't want to buy any burger, they demand a McDonald's burger. And that's why small businesses are ready to pay any amount to get McDonald's franchisee. Without this brand name, whole system and chain is nothing. And that's why McDonald's ranks as a #1 restaurant brand in the world with a brand value of $40.3 billion, followed by Starbucks with a 14.9 and Subway with a $7.1 billion. No other restaurant brand comes even close to the half of the McDonald's brand value. McDonald's even ranks 9th in all other categories of brands. The only consumable brand has better brand value than McDonald's is Coca-Cola, but it comes in a beverage category. In a brand value, McDonald's beats giant brands like Samsung, IBM, and Mercedes-Benz. But before we say goodbye, we will give you a quick interesting fact about the top 5 most expensive countries to eat at McDonald's. And Switzerland tops the list and has the most expensive Big Mac in the world with a $6.81 per Big Mac, followed by Norway, Sweden, Brazil, and Denmark. On the other hand, India has the least expensive Big Mac in the world, where one Big Mac costs $1.6, followed by Ukraine, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and China. That's it about McDonald's. We hope when next time you visit McDonald's, you will see it in a different perspective. Please hit like if you found this video interesting. If you have any intention to support our efforts, you just need to hit the subscribe button. Hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.